Hey everyone, welcome to the Microsoft 365 Copilot Connection. My name is Nick Harris, and I am a Senior Copilot Cloud Solution Architect with Microsoft. Today, I want to do something just a little bit different than normal. Most of our videos are focused on Copilot updates or Copilot use cases, and instead today, I want to talk about how Microsoft 365 Copilot has reshaped my approach to work. And so, with that in mind, I want to leverage Copilot to show how it can interview me. So, we'll work a little bit back and forth and have it ask me interview style questions in relation to my experience. So that way I can talk to my experience and provide all of that to you. Now, I do have an initial prompt that I've generated to do this. I'll read this in just a moment. I am going to do this verbatim with my voice. If you want to enable the built in microphone on your Windows device, you can do that with the Windows key plus letter H combination on your keyboard, or if you're on a Mac OS device, you can do that within your system tools. So let's go ahead and send our prompt off and have Copilot generate some interview style questions for us. I am creating a video where I will be interviewed by an AI assistant like Copilot about my personal and professional experiences working with artificial intelligence technologies. I want the AI to ask me thoughtful, reflective, and engaging questions that explore how AI, especially tools like Copilot, have reshaped my approach to work. The focus should be on the individual transformation, how my workflows, mindset, creativity, and productivity have evolved from pre AI methods to now using AI daily. Please generate a list of 5 interview style questions that are open ended, introspective, and designed to help viewers understand the depth of my experience and how AI has become a core part of my process. General note after you're finished speaking, please ensure that you give it just a few seconds before you disable the microphone or click a key or do anything. Otherwise, it will cut off half of your prompt. So let's go ahead and submit this prompt and see what type of interview questions Copilot gives us. So these questions are very thought provoking, and I could probably take a lot of time talking through these. So I'll do my best to keep my answers short, sweet, and to the point, but also provide deep insight for all of you on ways that I have modified my overall approach to work and changed who I am with AI. So let's go ahead and start with the first question. Can you take us back to your workflow before AI tools like Copilot? What did your typical day look like, and what were the biggest challenges that you faced? Yeah, so in my typical days before Copilot, I did a lot of SharePoint focused work back in the day. I was a SharePoint administrator working with OneDrive and such as well. Lots of manual processes, lots of manual research. Customers would come to me with a lot of questions, technical, in depth questions. I would have to review a lot of documentation on, internal presentations, resources around me, as well as talking to my peers. And it took a lot of time for me to get any form of information back in an easy to understand way. That was especially important because as a cloud solution architect, I can be fairly technical and detailed. And sometimes I was working with, people that are not technical or detailed individuals. And so it was a big change in terms of not only how I could gather information, the knowledge around me from resources on the web, within my work, but also the ability to change my language. The ability to have Copilot transition key terms and materials into an easy to understand way by aligning it to particular personas or personalities. I could tell it, hey, maybe it's someone in HR that's asking me those questions. Well, use HR focused language or use business focused language so that way it's more easily understandable. Or just use more basic terms, things of that nature, so it wasn't so in depth and technical. But I would also say one of the biggest challenges I faced was just trying to figure it out. I think that's really the biggest challenge for everybody starting off and using AI in their daily work. Trying to figure out how you use this thing, right? Because it's alien almost. We're not used to the way it responds. It's not traditional. It's not like you click a button and you get the same result every single time. It does talk to you in different ways. So it's very nuanced in the way that you have to approach it. And that's, a challenge in and of itself because people are not used to this. So, my recommendation to all of you is still always read the output. Make sure you validate responses. Make sure you understand the actual information that it's giving you is real. Ask it to cite its sources. Make sure that you're validating with your peers as well if you're not a subject matter expert in the area that you might be researching, and that can help push you along the way. So, number two, what was the turning point when you realized AI wasn't just a tool but a partner in your creative or professional process? Oh, this is a good one. So, I had access to Copilot a few months prior to it going generally available in November of 2023. And surprisingly, for all of you to know, I actually didn't like it. I didn't use it. I didn't really do much with it. It would initially respond to me, and I was like, oh, this isn't what I want. This is terrible. I don't want to do anything with it. And I would just give up, right? And that's something I learned very early on is do not give up. You have to keep talking to it so that way you can, move it forward in the way that you want it by providing it that additional context. And I realized it wasn't just a tool in that sense when I got some learnings from someone like myself back then. They helped me see the power of what it could do, and they helped reshape how I would directly talk with it. My approach, of course, as always, is I talk to it like it's my intern. It doesn't really understand anything about me or my organization initially, but I can get it up to speed on what I want and who I am very, very quickly, very fast. Something that a human level intern may take weeks to do, I can get Copilot to do within the matter of minutes. And I think that's something that's really powerful. You think about it when you're talking to an intern, you want to be very detailed. You want to make sure that they completely understand what you are referring to, and you have to be, very focused on the key topic at hand to get them focused on what exactly you want, your expectations. And so that's the way I approach Copilot as well. It's my intern. I'm the boss, it's my intern, and I feed it that detail and I then guide it along the way in terms of what I'm researching or the process work I have at hand. And that really helps to guide and shape my overall experience. And honestly, a few months after, when my initial start process, probably around the November timeframe, is where I started to truly realize a lot of this. So it takes a little bit of time. In what ways has integrating AI into your daily routine changed how you think, solve problems, or approach innovation? Wow. Okay. So it's really changed my habits. When I think about the habits that I used to have, I would just really go to a lot of, my human level counterparts. A lot of times I would ask them questions, I would bounce things off of them whenever I needed. And of course, sometimes either they're on vacation or you have to wait. It takes a little bit of time, but that's where I saw some of the initial power is the fact that, the AI is there for me at all times. And it's really reshaped my overall approach where I was working with a lot of technical people back in the earlier days of my career, but today I work with a wide variety of business audiences: HR, marketing, finance, legal, executives. Uh, AI has really helped reshape my overall approach, allowing me to understand who those people are in a better form. I know now how to change my own communication style based on all of the experience and learnings that I've leveraged with AI over the last 2 years to then communicate in a different way based on that level of audience. I have a previous video on this where I use AI to be like my mental filter. But consider that as you are having AI become your mental filter, you yourselves are also learning ways that AI will change you inherently. You are becoming more knowledgeable, you are expanding your mentality, and you are gaining or gathering more information more quickly that you can consume. You're learning to be more detailed. You're learning to be more complex. And that is a key power that we are going to see drive further innovation as we continue forward. And when it comes to innovation, I've always said in the past, I wasn't like a super creative person. The best I can do creativity wise, if like it's drawing or branding, is like drawing a stick figure, right? But when it comes to creating innovative ideas, I have Copilot generate ideas all the time. Hey, Copilot, I need to create a communication campaign to communicate this topic to my customers. Create some, brainstorm ideas to get me started. And just leverage it as a starting point. That allows me to be more innovative. Back in the past, I would have never done that. I would have been like, I'll leave it for someone else to communicate these things out to the customers that we need because I don't have the time. But now I can have Copilot generate all of those ideas, pick the one that I want, and then plan it out. Say, okay, I'll communicate this, I'll generate some email templates with it, I'll get that particular information out to my customers more quickly, and I'll be more visible to other people around me. And that's innovation. Truly, I can impact more people more quickly. And a lot of what I do here on this channel is generated and provided by the AI assistant. Of course, with the human level feedback and learnings, but it's a really great way that I can partner with AI to generate initial innovative ideas and then modify those initial ideas to meet my particular needs with the additional context that I have. Have there been any surprising or unexpected ways AI has influenced my creativity or decision making? I'll say truly on the creativity side, I use AI more than just for work. I use this a lot for my personal life. The ways that Copilot has influenced my personal life, I have two young kids. I create a lot of games. We use the image generator to create color pictures. It allows me to, in my work scenarios, brand materials in a much different way than I could before. I can do this YouTube channel and be more creative with the YouTube channel as well. Things like the thumbnails that you see today, those are all AI generated, right? It's really interesting to see the way creativity is evolving overall by having Copilot extend what we can do. I look at AI today as like a calculator, only this calculator or the AI now provides us additional capabilities that we can expand within, right? So it allows me to do more within that form of work. Decision making as well. Well, at the end of the day, as the human, I'm the decision maker, but it influences my decision making by providing me additional information, additional context, and materials that I can look at and leverage within my work, but also ensuring that it is human level driven. I am always validating and ensuring that the materials I leverage within my work are approved, human approved, so to say. So while it does enhance my decision making by, maybe asking thought provoking questions or playing devil's advocate, as well as sometimes I'm just not sure how to handle a scenario, I'll have Copilot play devil's advocate and navigate me through a situation that maybe I just don't quite realize or I don't prefer to understand the other perspective. It's a great way to think about how you could leverage AI and Copilot with additional capabilities at your disposal. Finally, looking ahead, how do you see your relationship with AI evolving, and what advice would you give to others just beginning to explore these tools? Well, I do see AI becoming more personal over time. We at Microsoft already understand that the way forward is agents. We're going to have agents that directly lean on and have particular personalities, focus on particular processes, are very scoped and fine tuned. And so we know that part of this is going to be agent driven specifically. But the personalization aspect, I think, is very important as AI understands inherently who we are, what we prefer, the type of person that we are in general, and the type of work that we do. And that's only going to create richer experiences as we continue forward. I was just on a run the other day and I was thinking to myself, it would be really nice if the AI knew some of this specific information about me so that it could just inherently give me some better details about what I want. And that's just not there yet, right? We have to be very focused and detailed within our conversations or prompts with the AI assistants. So I'm sure as it continues to evolve, personalization is going to be key. And advice to anyone that's a beginner. If you are a beginner, welcome. Glad to have you here on the channel. Start small. When you're prompting, just ask questions. Have a natural conversation. You don't have to create highly complex, highly detailed prompts to get value out of the AI. I could just ask a short form question. And what you'll realize is you'll learn as the AI responds, and you'll create more detailed prompts as you continue. Keep it conversational. That is truly the first learning lesson that I think created the most value for me. When it doesn't get it right, don't stop. Keep talking to it. Guide it along the way so it knows exactly what you want, and that will assist you with getting more out of the assistant. So I hope that this has been valuable for all of you, just sharing some of my learnings and how I approach AI. But that's all for me for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Like, share, subscribe as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, everyone.